So you're thinking about giving Star Wars a try, but it looks like this. There's so much Star Wars content, it can be a bit overwhelming and confusing. Maybe you just want to try it out to see if you like it. Or maybe you want to fully dive in. Whatever your reason is, I got you. This is Fulcrum, and I'm here to help you get started in the Star Wars universe. Let's simplify things, and we'll start with the Skywalker Saga. These 9 movies are the base of what all of Star Wars is built around. If you've ever heard names like Luke Skywalker, Obi-Wan Kenobi, this is that story. The saga is broken up into 3 trilogies: the prequel trilogy, the original trilogy, and the sequel trilogy. They tell a consistent story but were released out of chronological order. In 1977, the first Star Wars film in the original trilogy was released. It was later renamed Episode 4: A New Hope. In 1980, The Empire Strikes Back premiered, followed by Return of the Jedi in 1983. This tells the story of Luke Skywalker, Princess Leia, and Han Solo. In 1999, we have the start of the prequel trilogy with The Phantom Menace, followed by Attack of the Clones in 2002 and Revenge of the Sith in 2005. This story follows legacy characters like Anakin Skywalker, Padme Amidala, and Obi-Wan Kenobi. In 2012, Disney bought Lucasfilm, and they brought us the sequel trilogy, starting with The Force Awakens in 2015, The Last Jedi in 2017, and The Rise of Skywalker in 2019. These follow the story of new heroes Rey, Finn, and Poe. So, where should you begin? The 2 most commonly recommended starting points are A New Hope for release order, and The Phantom Menace for chronological order. If you're someone who likes to watch things with a beginning to end through line, you might consider chronological order, which is simply watching the movies in this order, starting with The Phantom Menace and ending with The Rise of Skywalker. If this is your jam, Disney Plus has made it easy for you with a timeline order viewing option. My personal favorite, though, is watching them in release order. You get all the surprises and reveals the way fans were originally introduced to them. You might already know some of the surprises, but putting the pieces together as they're revealed is a fun experience. A few other considerations that might be useful to take into account are that The Phantom Menace was made to attract a younger audience, so it can definitely be a bit cheesy in parts, but honestly, cheese is an integral part of Star Wars. Also, A New Hope can feel a bit outdated since it was the first movie made in 1977 with a lower budget, but honestly, that's part of the charm. Everybody you ask will have their take on the right order to watch, and nerds like me can be very vocal about it. You must do what feels right, of course. These are your first steps into a larger world. That'll make sense later. At the end of the day, there is no wrong way to watch Star Wars. There are 2 more movies known as anthology films, Solo and Rogue One. They fit right here on the timeline. Solo follows young Han Solo on his misadventures, while Rogue One leads immediately into A New Hope. Solo is a better watch if you've seen the original trilogy, but Rogue One can be watched as a standalone without any prior knowledge. There are also several live-action Disney Plus shows. So far we have The Mandalorian, The Book of Boba Fett, Obi-Wan Kenobi, and Andor, with many more on the way. This is where they fit in the timeline. All Disney Plus shows are geared for both fans and newcomers to enjoy. If you're brand new, I'd recommend starting with The Mandalorian. It makes references to a lot of things in the Star Wars universe, but the story stands on its own. If you're interested in The Book of Boba Fett, you should at least watch through Season 2 of The Mandalorian, and possibly the first 6 movies of the Skywalker Saga to get a backstory for the main character. Obi-Wan Kenobi is best if you've seen at least the prequel trilogy, but you'll get even more if you've also seen the original trilogy. Andor is more evenly paced and builds a thorough view of the world from a number of perspectives. It has fewer big action sequences, but the writing is fantastic. The animated shows are a whole different level, so I'll make a separate video about them. They are great, but they're also much more enjoyable after you have some familiarity with the universe. They can kind of feel overwhelming otherwise. So again, here are 3 great entry points into Star Wars, but what's important is that you choose what interests you. Whether you just give one a try or you binge the entire catalog, your journey is your own. May the Force be with you. Be sure to like and subscribe if you like what you're seeing. Fulcrum out.